What's up, everybody? Today we are looking over the new Superman Maquette by Tweeterhead. This is the exclusive version, limited to 500 pieces. This costs about $375. The collector's edition is limited to 2,500 pieces and costs about $350. These are both still available on Sideshow right now. If you're watching this as it was put out on YouTube. But anyway, we're just gonna do a quick review of this and what my thoughts are on the piece. This is my first 1/6 scale statue by Tweeterhead. Any statue by Tweeterhead, really. I wanted to check out what the line was like, you know, what they're all about, details wise and paint wise and sculpting. And so anyways, yeah, let's get right into it. So first of all, this was sculpted by Guillermo Barbiero. He's sculpted a number of statues, but for Tweeterhead, he's also sculpted some stuff for Sideshow. So right off the bat, concept, you see Superman's kind of looking like he's flying here, levitating over the Fortress of Solitude kind of base there, with the cape flowing in the wind. I really like this concept. I like the Fortress of Solitude base. I think that some people think that's overplayed, but I like it a lot. I prefer it over, say, a Daily Planet or just like Rubble or whatever base. So I'm kind of digging that. And then as far as the levitating, I think that looks really good. He's kind of leaning forward or leaning to the right in a sort of strong way with the arms flexed, and I think it looks really good. I like the sculpt, the sway in the cape, sort of looks like it's flowing in the wind. I think that looks really well done. Very, very cool concept and design on this. Yeah, so on concept or design or whatever, I think that that's done really well. I think that they captured the flying look or floating kind of over Fortress of Solitude. I think they did that really well. It pegs in here on the left leg onto the top of the fortress. You can't really, I mean, it pegs in really well, long peg. It seems very stable, so it's not going anywhere, and I think it's designed really well. Also, the Fortress of Solitude base is solid, very, very solid. It's heavy for a 1/6 scale statue. It's heavier than some quarter scale statue bases, so that feels very well done. So like if you're worried about leaning or anything like that, it's very solid base. So that looks really good. Let's get into some of the paint and sculpt. I think the paint on the Fortress of Solitude looks really good. I like the white with the blue highlights. I think it looks really well done. It's sort of got an even more glossy look to give it that effect of like ice. Maybe this look a little wet or slick. It looks really well done. I think I would prefer this over sort of like a transparent or clear look. Sometimes that can come off a bit cheap to me, and I think this looks great. I think they nailed it. And then going up to Superman, so you see in the boots here, a nice red paint. There is some highlights. If I get it a little lit. There is some highlighted shadowing and shading in sort of the wrinkles in the boots look. You can see some more sculpted in wrinkles and shading back behind the heel there. I think that's really well done. And then as far as the lineup on the top of the boots, it's very clean. There, you can see there, like there, maybe it's not the cleanest, but as far as like 1/6 scale and the amount that you pay, I think it's pretty good. I have no issues here on this part of the paint. And then going up into the blue here, you can see some more sculpted in muscle wrinkles in the suit. There is a seam line going up the leg. I think that's part of the suit. And I think the shading and painting looks really well done. The sculpt looks really good, I think, on the quads and the knees and the inner thighs there. I think the musculature is done very well. And again, there is some deeper, darker shading in some of the blue areas, and then highlighted by the lighter blue above, and then going up into the crotch underwear piece of Superman with the belt. So this is probably where the paint is the most lacking, in my opinion. I know that Jeff Delaney from Secret Sanctuary did his review, and he said he had some problems with above the belt. And for me, that part is fine. It's pretty clean. There is some extra overspray, maybe a little right here with the blue, but overall that's not an issue of mine, really. Where I'm having a concern is, you're not going to see it very well on camera here, but there on the left part of the thigh, sort of right here, the inner thigh where it meets the underwear here, it seems like that's a little sloppy, and there is some like missing paint here. Like you can see maybe the blue underneath and the red was an overspray, and they didn't do enough layers there, so you can see sort of through, and then it is a little sloppy the same way right here, which is not coming off the best on camera. Maybe I can add in a photo of what that actually looks like. But that's the only issues where I have issues with the paint, really, for me. And then you can see here getting into the hands. I think the skin paint is done really well. It looks really good. Sometimes it could look a bit caked up on the fingers and hands there, but I feel like they captured it really well. The skin tone paint, you could even see maybe like some veins in there. The sculpting of his knuckles and tendons in the hand, which looks really good to me on both hands. You can see it a little better here as far as the veins and the tendons. I think that looks really good. And then going up into the top half of Superman, again, the musculature looks really well done. You can see wrinkling in the cape, which I think is nice. There isn't very much textures on this statue, which I don't know if it's bad. I guess it depends really on what you prefer. I can go either way. Like texturing would probably make it look a lot. Sorry, phone stopped recording for some reason. Anyway, like I was saying about the sculpting and the texturing and things, I could appreciate some texturing, but I also appreciate the smooth-like quality of it. It kind of, forms to the musculature there, and like I said, the sculpting in the musculature is really well done. You can see the bicep, the triceps, the delts, and the side of the biceps here, that little musculature in there, and the forearms. I think it looks really well done on sculpting wise. And then in the abs, same thing. You can see the side of the abs there and the six-pack there, which I think really is well done. And then you could even see a little bit of like the belly button kind of area, which I think looks good. Yeah, and then here we have the S on the chest, which is also painted very well. A bit of lint or dust there, but I think that's very cleanly painted, and it's also risen and sculpted in really well. And then let's go around to the back here where we see this beautiful sculpted cape. You can see they have this S on the back, which is also sculpted over, which is nice. Very clean lines around that. And then the cape overall, I think looks really well done. It's red, but it has some darker shading in the indents there. And I think that looks really good. Same as the other side. Very well painted and shaded, I think. And then we get to the portrait. So I think the portrait is good. I don't know if this is a 1/6 thing or not, but the eyes, I feel like the eyes could have been a little bit better. That's probably the weakest part of the portrait. It looks good overall, but something about the eyes seems cheaply done to me. Maybe something that you have to look into from a distance, you're not really going to notice, or if you get right on the piece is when you notice it a little more, but everything else looks good. I like the skin tone, I like the lips, I like the sculpting of the chin and the sort of the side bone structure and everything, the cheekbones and the furrowed brow. I think it looks really well done. And then the hair is sculpted really well, very painted well. It has highlights with blue in it and different darker tones, and you can see the little wisp in the hair is sculpted as well. The lining painting on this one it's okay. It's one of the better ones. There is 4 different portraits on the EX. So this is the portrait that you get with the collector's edition. And let me show you what you get with the EX. So down here we have, I believe you get, with the collector's edition, I believe you also get the middle portrait there, just with the longer hair. So the only difference with this one is the hair, like I said. I like the way the hair is sculpted a lot. You could see even some little pieces sculpted hanging there, which looks nice. The lining is pretty decent on this one as well. The painting. For some reason, that issue that I was saying with the eyes, I can see it even more on this long hair portrait. So I don't know if anybody else gets that, but I don't know. Something about the eyes could have been a little bit more well done, in my opinion. Not the end of the world, but especially for what you're paying, these are $300 statues. Like, I don't think they're terrible, but I don't know. It's lacking detail or something for me. But that is the second portrait that you get with the collector's edition, and then these are the exclusives. You have the Heat Vision portrait here, which looks okay. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the red around it. Like, maybe they could have done that a little lighter or something. I feel like the red in the eye should stand out from the red around the eyes. So that's okay. The hairline on this one is a little bit less perfect to me. There is some on the wisp there. You can see the black paint doesn't go quite to the forehead all the way. It's a little sloppy done on there. So that's the Heat Vision head on the short hair portrait. And then here on the longer, I actually prefer the heat look on this one, on the long hair over the short hair. I don't know why. I think it's more well done, probably because I have the problem with the eyes on the long hair with mine. So to me, the heat makes it look a little better on this one. But again, I have the same issue where I think the red in the eye should stand out from the red around the eyes. But overall, really well done. Let me throw them on the statue so you can see what they look like. And then we'll give our final opinions. So here's the long hair look on Superman. Overall, I think it makes the piece look good. I don't know why I like the long hair look. I don't know, it gives Superman a different look, but it looks really good. Just like I said, like, I'm not digging the eyes on this one, but overall, I like the long hair look for Superman. All right, let's check out the Heat Vision portraits now. Okay, so here is the Heat Vision on the shorter hair portrait, which overall on the piece looks really well done. Like I said, overall, when you're looking at the piece from a distance, I think it looks really good. It's just when you get in to sort of the finer detail on that sculpt, I feel like the eyes could have been a little more well done. But anyway, I keep saying that. Here's the look overall on the statue. Now let's check out the longer hair heat vision sculpt. Okay, here is the long hair version of the heat vision. And this is actually my favorite version with the heat vision with the longer hair. I don't know why I prefer it that way. With the long hair, I feel like that's the better of the two long hair sculpts. So I prefer this look with the heat vision on the longer hair. But yeah, you know, there's a little bit of sloppy paint there next to the hair wisp on that one too. So I don't know. Right now I have it in my collection displayed with the short hair collector edition portrait without the heat vision, which I'm digging right now. I could switch it up later on. But overall thoughts on this piece, I really like it. In my opinion, it's one of the best Supermans available sculpt-wise and pose-wise. Like, I just dig the look of it over the Fortress of Solitude. I know there's several different Supermans, both movie and comic, in different scales, different companies. I don't know. This is the only Superman that I've seen that's really spoken to me. That's kind of the Superman I'd like. And I also wanted to check out what a 1/6 statue was like. Overall, I think it has a good presence. Now, this is a taller 1/6 scale statue. I think it's around 21 inches. Hold on, I got the site pulled up really quick. So this is 20 and a half inches high, 13 inches wide, and 10.5 inches deep. And it's got about 20-pound weight. Like I said, a lot of that is in the base, but anyway. It's overall an easily displayed piece. Like I said, 1/6 scale. It does have some height for a 1/6, but I like that because my intentions with this line was to get a Justice League lineup, and to have Superman kind of floating high in the back would add to the lineup nicely. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate all of the views. I know it's been a while since I've put any content on the channel, but you know, I'm gonna start throwing some stuff up here and there. But anyway, like I said, thanks for watching. Leave comments below. If you got this piece, let me know what you think. Do you disagree, agree with anything that I've said? How is the paint and everything on your piece? Anyways, thanks guys. Have a good one. Peace.